Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
Beth.
You see, I'm here with Beth Ewing on Winthrop Avenue.
Hi,
and just
Beth
for getting
Ewing.
ready, just for getting ready to chat, we already found out we have like 90 things we can talk about. We'll start out with the word on the street today, which is what Beth's doing right now, which is not the most upbeat part of the day.
Well, it's okay though.
It's okay. Where are you coming from, Beth?
I'm coming from Yale New Haven Hospital. I just left my daughter there. She has to have some surgery this morning, but it's okay. Nothing to be alarmed.
Well, it sounded to me like it was an emergency, some kind of procedure that's going to be
It's not
fine.
an emergency. This is something that has been coming for quite a while. It's a procedure she has to have that should take 2 or 3 hours, and then maybe by tomorrow or so she'll be able to come back home again.
And you go get her.
I will go back and get her. They got me right here. They're texting me already. They have me right here. They'll keep you up to date with whatever's going on.
How old's your daughter, Beth?
She's okay. Hold it.
I knew we were of the same generation. You see, you knew it. I'm always doing base 3 divided by 9 to get my kids' ages. No, I do it too. It's like, what order are they in? What are the names again?
Listen, I do that too.
I think she's I want to say, I'm so ashamed and so
Don't be
embarrassed.
shy. By the way, I do
I have
this all
4
the time.
daughters and a lot of grandchildren and trying to keep
Oh
up
my
with all the
goodness.
dates and
Okay.
everything.
So she's in her 20s
so
or 30s.
she's in her 40s.
Oh, in her
Late
40s. Oh, so that's what I was interested in.
She's
so
in her late 40s.
So mom is still taking her to the hospital when she's in her late 40s. So you're very much in her life.
Yeah, she had to have a ride,
Mhm.
to get there and to get back.
Does she live here?
She lives here on the 3rd floor,
And what floor do you live on?
2nd.
Now, one thing, Beth, I want to show you this, Babs. I was walking down Winthrop, and every time I walk down Winthrop on the north side of Whaley, I always feel like this stunning shower of light comes out of the sky because there are all these beautiful houses that you don't kind of notice because it's pretty dense. Like Beth's house and the house next to it are just these beautiful Victorians that are nicely painted with the details on the porches and they're roomy.
Yeah.
You know, I just think it's this island in the middle of this busy city that we don't always see because it's not a big through street, it's one way.
Right. But a lot of traffic does come through here. Actually, it has slowed down some since they put the speed bumps.
They put speed bumps.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Two in
that's
this block and there's two in
Winthrop.
the next block.
And when did
Yeah,
they do that?
Winthrop. Yeah.
They did that, I believe, sometime last year. It's been at least a year.
So
things-
what has that meant for your life?
Well, I mean, I don't have any little babies, but I'd be scared to death for them to be outside because they come down the street like, 40, 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. They have come down the street so fast that if I'm sitting in the front in my study, I hear the noise, but by the time I look, there's just a blur left, like a tail, the blur.
Now,
You know
the
what I
speed
mean?
bump isn't that close, is it?
It's right here.
Oh,
Here's
there
one
it
here.
is. Oh, I see it right there. Now, does that in enough advance that they slow down or do they come flying down? They
No,
fly
they,
up in the
they
air.
drive as fast as they can until they get to the speed bump. Then they get over the speed bump and then they fly again. So,
But you said it has changed for you.
well, not that much traffic traffic still comes through, but there's not a constant stream of traffic.
Is it
I don't
because
know
of the
why
speed
people
hump?
love the street. I don't know.
But is it because of the speed hump that has it made them go slower at all?
That traffic has eased up some,
Mhm.
just a little.
And how about noise-wise? Is it less noisy with the speed hump?
Yeah.
I mean, it's working. Speed humps work because I never know.
I think if you had a speed hump every 5 feet, it would work.
So Beth, you told me you've been 20 years in this house. You rent,
At
right?
least, yeah.
And how many of the apartments are your family?
Just one.
Oh,
The
but you're,
landlord lives on the first floor.
and you live on the second, third. And how many generations of your family?
Just one. I'm the only one.
Oh, I thought you said your daughter lives.
She lives on the 2nd floor. Oh, I see what you mean. Down through, you don't mean down through the generations. You mean, yeah. She lives on the 3rd floor with her grandson.
Her grandson.
I mean, with my grandson.
Your grandson. So 2 of them live on the 3rd floor.
I live on the 2nd alone.
Uh-huh.
My landlord and his wife live on the 1st.
So it must be nice to live with your daughter, is it? I mean, people
Well,
always
I
say
mean, yeah, because I never see her. She never sees
she's
me.
busy. Do you see the grandson?
We don't. Once in a great while.
Isn't that interesting?
Everybody's working, everybody's busy, everybody's got their own little, bubble.
Uh-huh.
Because that's the way life has become.
So Beth, before we came on the air, you told me that you worked at the New Haven Register.
I did.
How
I
many
did.
years?
Just about 27.
Did you retire at the end?
I was laid off.
Or was that because they were bought by that hedge fund? So they didn't really want
Yep.
humans?
They don't know.
And they got
They didn't want
regional.
humans before that, but they didn't have much of a choice.
Well,
until-
now everything's out of Norwalk because it's the Hearst company, so they must have people calling from Norwalk.
Well, they have also off of exit 8. the
Yeah,
New
but
Haven
that's a very
Register is
small-
there. That's like a little pod, you know,
So when did you work there? From when to when?
from 1983 to
Oh.
2000. What's it? 2001,
That would be
Something like that.
18 years.
two. No, I was there 20.
So 2011, 20. So you
Yeah,
so 83 until 2010,
yeah,
probably. You and I, or not 2020.
2011.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
So what did you do there?
Somewhere around there. Well, I mean, I at first, are you asking me what
What your
I
job was?
originally did
Yeah.
or what I
Both.
wound up? Okay, originally I was just like a clerk.
Mhm.
That was real interesting because we would take in all of the orders for ads, all different types of ads. We would have to list what they needed done.
And boy, there were a lot more ads back then. It was a fat paper before the internet.
Oh, it was the most beautiful place to work when I
A
first
long
started
walk.
working there. I wanted to work there so bad. I had 3 different interviews.
And why
I
did-
wanted
why
to
did
be
you-
there so
Why?
bad
Why?
because I just felt like that's the place to be, you know?
Had
I
you
mean-
grown up in New Haven reading the Register?
Well, yeah, I mean, I had read the paper and everything. I grew up a little in New Haven. The rest was in West Haven.
Okay, same
actually
thing.
grew-
That's the
same,
Register.
same.
Yeah.
And
And you really wanted to work for the Register.
I was determined to work for the Register.
You don't know why though. Just that was a cool place to be.
I don't remember why. I just
Actually-
knew that I wanted to work for the Register.
Uh-huh.
And I did that with all my heart too. I really.
So you started out taking orders as a clerk in the ad department.
And then I went on to Paste Up.
Uh-huh. Oh, you did. Like, you have good graphic chops.
Yeah, yeah. I was
And
doing
those
all
were
the
days-
ads.
And that was in the days when they printed them out and you had to use an X-Acto knife or something.
This right here, I don't know if you can see.
That's your
See,
finger.
right there. I cut that off with
You-
my X-Acto knife
Oh
on my
no!
drawing board.
On your right.
And it was laying on my
Index.
drawing board and the blood was like pulsating
Oh,
up
no.
like that.
What was the ad? What was it for?
I don't remember.
Like
I
car
think it was
dealership or
it might have been a full page because I love to do those,
Uh-huh.
you know, the double trucks and everything.
Oh, I remember double trucks.
Oh
at 2
yeah,
pages.
yeah.
Back in the day,
Yeah,
advertising.
back in the day, yeah. But
Oh wait, 83 was on Orange Street.
83, they had just moved.
Oh, just
May of 83.
because I used to work. It was on Orange Street. I used to work there in like 1980 on Orange Street. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they had just moved not long before I started working on
So you,
Long
so
One.
one day you cut your finger. What happened? Did they have to take you in?
They said that I was going to have plastic surgery, but I said squash that because it, you know, basically, you know, did its best. I don't have any feeling right here.
Oh wow,
it's like,
but
no.
it scabbed over. Because I gotta be honest, if I looked at your finger, I wouldn't know.
You can, yeah, I don't know if
You
you
have to
can
look
see it
real
right
closely.
there. You have to look really, see that right there? You can almost see through it.
Uh-huh.
It's like, anyway, that's the part that I.
So did
cut
that
out.
make you want to stop doing the job? Or you still determined?
Absolutely not. I'm working like this with my finger.
Oh, you kept working while I was bleeding?
Oh, yeah, no. They took me to CHCP
Okay, I remember that. Right down the street.
and they hooked me up. And, you know, they had to wrap me up and put a brace and everything. And then, but I worked like that anyway. It didn't
With the
matter
brace.
to me.
Did you come back the same day, or did you take the rest of that day
They
off?
wouldn't let me come back the same day.
But the
My
next day?
boss made me.
But you wanted to
I would have.
because you loved it that much.
I
What did you love about it? What did you love about doing the ads?
the creativity.
Yeah. Did you design
I'm
them?
very creative. I just
Would you design the ads?
no, I didn't design the ads, but I had to follow.
The orders for it.
Oh, the
So you did. So
specifications
you
had to
did
be-
put them together
Absolutely.
back in the days when the
I did the
computers were-
camera work.
Oh.
I did negatives.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, I laid them out on the page. Everything.
And were you proud when you got the paper and you saw the ads, the work you had done?
Yeah, but after a while, you know, it's like second nature. You just do it, and you figure it's like putting on your shoes and socks every day. Look, I put on my shoes and socks. So, you know what I mean?
But when you went to
You
the
just-
store, did you have any connection? Like, oh, I just did the ad for that store.
No, but if people found out, well, yeah, because I started saying, "Oh, that's that." Oh, okay.
you must have gotten pretty knowledgeable about commerce.
I did.
What gets sold where
I
in New
really
Haven?
did. And then at some point, we ran short with drivers because you know you have to have drivers to go deliver the proofs
Mhm.
of everything that we do, so that the advertiser will know what they're going to get.
Uh-huh.
When they got short, they would have to use some of us to do the running.
So
instead
you
of
also
doing-
ran as the customers.
Oh yeah.
So Beth, was that your job the rest of the time, or what did you do?
No,
years
that
or
wasn't
not?
my job the rest of the time. Then when they downsized again, they needed somebody in the tear sheet department.
Mhm.
So they put me in the tear sheet department, which was a heartbreaker because, I mean, you can take pride in what you do, but it's not, you know, all
This
of this.
tear
and
sheet
all that.
department, you rip off the ad when it's done, and then you bring it to the people then, or send the bill out.
Yeah, if they can request a tear sheet, which is nothing more than a torn sheet of
So you
the
just they
paper,
rip and pages.
basically, and seeing to it that all these accounts got however many that they wanted, and you know, bookkeeping and keeping track of.
So you went back kind of somewhat to clerk functions, tear sheets
Yeah,
in
and
the
I
county.
hated it, but it wasn't a lot I could do about it.
And was that the last thing you
I
did?
had children that I had to provide for.
And when you started, it was the Jackson family that ran it. And then
The most wonderful
oh, you like
family.
them.
Oh,
Beth, I gotta admit, you're the only person in the history of the world I've ever heard say that.
I love them.
Oh yeah, you like Stuart.
We had such a good relationship that
Oh,
when we
that's
would
wonderful.
have luncheons, he would have luncheons on at the lawn club.
Mhm.
He would want me to sit right there next to him.
Wow.
We had a good relationship.
Well, he was the best of the batch
Oh, I loved
of
him.
the Jacksons, but I know
After
that's a
that-
high bar. Yeah.
Forget it.
Okay, then you got in the Goodson, Tossin, and Ingersoll chain bought it in 87, 86. And they were like all the junk bonds, and they cut a lot of things. And then they got sold again to a company in the early 90s.
Everything started going way downhill. You could feel it slowly. They would say one thing and do another, you know. You could feel it.
Does the word Jelinek ring a bell?
Does
Robert
it?
Jelinek, the CEO, who was called Darth Vader, to come into the
Does
office in
it?
New Jersey. Yeah.
Do you know, I saw him one day. He had an island in Branford.
Oh, one of the Thimble Islands.
Yes, he had one of those. And my landlord has a boat. So I would go out on the boat a lot.
Oh.
And one day we saw Jelinek up there.
you
And
say-
he was transporting all these flowers, all these beautiful flowers, like plants he was going to plant on the island. Honey, Bobby.
And what did he say?
Yeah, he just waved back. How are you? How are you? Yeah.
So then, in your later years, were you still doing similar work until I think it was 2010 when you left, if I did the math right? which
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
swearing I did.
Yes.
And then
When
what
I
was it
left,
like working there by the end?
It felt cemetery like, you know, it's pitiful. Watching all of your best friends, you know, leave, get fired, or not fired, but downsized out, and there's nothing for them to do, and people were being mistreated, and it just got to be really very, very pitiful.
You know, the owner is considered better now. The world has changed. So there's less work to do like you used to do. It's all automated and distant.
Mhm.
But they at least care about the paper now, the Hearst Company. They do it
Yeah,
out of Norwalk.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
very few people in the office left. Yeah. So 2010, Beth, what did you do after you left the Reg?
I came home and I'm like, wow, I've worked my entire life. I don't know what to do now. What should I do? Okay, I'll just relax. Which was very hard to do, but I had a lot of time to catch up with my family.
Excellent.
A lot of time to catch up with my family. And that was wonderful. But then, like a couple of years down the road, I decided, you know what? This isn't the life for me. It's just not. I don't just sit
Yeah, I didn't think so.
and just hang around and do nothing. My life has to have some meaning. So I'm in my study one day and I'm thinking about the rest of my life. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get a job. So took a shower, got dressed, went downtown. When I came back a couple hours later, I was employed.
So were you getting
I
a
quit.
pension from the Reg?
Yeah.
So you didn't have to get a job to live,
No,
but you needed a purpose in life, something to get up every morning for.
Right.
So where'd you get the job?
at Companions and Homemakers.
Oh, excellent.
I said, let me help some of these old folks, you know. I mean, I still have my health and strength. Let me help some of them.
Oh,
So that's what I did. I did that for a few years.
Mhm.
And then they started trying to get slick on me.
bad move on their part.
Yeah, so I said, forget about it. So I stopped doing that. But then it worked out that, I was having to do more and more for my mother.
Or you
you
were
know,
caring for it. Is your mom still
I
around?
wasn't really caring for her, but whatever she needed, I'm there
Mhm.
for her, And still, right now, that's what my life has been.
Is your mom still around?
Oh yeah, that's what my life has been, taking care of her.
Where's she live?
She lives over off of Blake Street.
Oh, not that far.
Yeah.
So you can even walk there if you
So,
wanted to.
yeah, I have, just for the exercise.
So you retired again after working at Companions, and now you've been taking care of your mom.
Yeah,
Do you feel like life has a purpose?
yeah, I do. I mean,
That's great because you seem
I'm
like someone with a
purposed,
lot
I
of
think,
purpose.
to take care of her. There's nobody else to take care of her, or no one
How old is
really.
she now?
She'll be 98
98.
in April.
And how's she doing? She's at her home, it sounds like.
Yeah, the doctors just can't believe that, you know, she's doing as well as she is. I mean, she's had some fallbacks, she, you know, gallbladder, this, and, you know, a TIA, you know, trans ischemic attack.
Is she very aware of things? Like she knows it's you?
She, of course.
Or how would she not? Right?
Oh yeah. Well, who wouldn't know? It's been no, I'm
But
kidding.
some of the
No,
some folks are
she's very well aware. Her mind is intact. Does she forget things?
Oh, I forget.
Yes,
Yes.
and so do I.
But that's
I don't
awesome.
make a big deal of it, you know. But yeah, I mean, she has arthritis in her spine. So she's in pain sometimes.
So what's the rest of today going to look like?
I'll go in the house, have some coffee, call my mother, let her know what time the home health aide is coming to give her a shower. Then I'll probably just go over there real quick. And then the hospital will call and say your daughter will be out of, you know, surgery in an hour. And then, you know, I'll just hang over my mother and see what I can do for her until I hear.
You know, as soon as we said hello, I just knew you were going to be a wonderful person to
Why?
talk to.
All I did was try to get out of my car.
So Babs, you have any questions for Beth Ewing?
Oh no, I'm enjoying this interaction so much. Like I'm just
Oh,
like,
Babs, were you listening all this
Oh
time?
yeah, she's a
yes, of
hospital.
course. I've enjoyed this. I was like, this is a really interesting conversation.
Oh,
So thank
So any
you for
questions
your time. Wow.
Okay, Beth, then we're going to let Beth go in and get back to her coffee and her work. And this is Beth and Paul signing off on Love Babs, Love Talk.
yes,
Word on the
Babs, so
street.
nice to see you. I haven't met you like in person, but you have a really cute, happy face. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Word on the
Thank
street.
you.
Love Babs, Love Talk, WNHH New Haven's home
So long.
for
Oh,
community radio.
that was so sweet. I enjoyed that so much.